where's the PowerPoint? Is it here? Oh, that's it. All right. Shh. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. All right. So, just want to tell you something. We were supposed to have another Abuna give this talk. However, it was Abuna Matthias. He prepared this talk, but he had to go. And so, unfortunately, you guys are stuck with me. So I'm sorry. Okay, listen. Okay, so we talked about. Thank you. I love you too, Habibi. Brain rot in the first lecture. What exactly it is, and the dangers of it, and how to kind of, on a general level, take a look at it. The second lecture, we talked about doom scrolling. Right. Today, this topic is going to be kind of related to brain rot. It is brain rot, right? And it has to deal with scrolling as well. More specifically, a lot of the reels we see today and a lot of the websites that we go on for entertainment are all tied in with a lot of AI and AI generated things. These images are all AI generated, by the way. Wow. He's like, yeah, I see that. Yeah. Good. Yes. All right. Okay. AI is powerful and it is increasingly a daily part of our lives. All right. I want you guys to get into the mentality of something, okay? All right. When we talk about AI, we're not the goal is not to cut out AI or to be unaware of it, but rather how do I not put myself in a position where AI controls me, uses me as a tool, rather than me using AI as a tool. AI is a very powerful thing, and it's a very powerful tool that could actually help us. But in order for it to help us, we have to know how to control it. Okay? All right. And so it is becoming an increasingly powerful part of our lives. And like fire, it can warm your house or it can burn it down. Right? Before heaters and stuff like that, how do people heat up their house or what? Right? With a heater, right? With a heater? No, with a fire. Okay. So the same fire that can be used for warming up can be the same fire that can burn the house down. So we have to understand this. What are the dangers and how can we use AI wisely and safely? We're going to talk about the dangers, and in this we'll mention a lot of the famous AI generated things in there. Of course, you've all heard of Italian brain rot, right? We're going to talk about ماشي bravo. Okay. ماشي. Okay. I wish we knew the commemoration of the saints as much as we know ترى ليلو ومش عارف ايه الحاجات الغريبة بتاعتكم دي. يعني احنا we have trouble with Coptic بس توم مش عارف ايه ده تمام. مش كده؟ Okay. All right. Shh. 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 ماشي يا حبيبي. Okay. So the point here, we're gonna talk about this, and actually, we say these things that are ha ha ha, very funny. It's a crocodile with legs. Look at that. It's a shark. Sorry, wearing running shoes, right? Oh, and it's a crocodile that is on a plane. Bombardilo, crocodilo. And we laugh about it, but we don't actually know the dangers behind these things. So today, we're gonna talk about all these things, the dangers associated with all this. Listen, guys, this is one of the most. This talk here, okay, it affects you guys directly, all right? I already know this information and the servants already know this information, all right? It's very important for you guys to pay attention. So please, I want you to keep the spirit of discussion and wanting to participate, but let's stay orderly so that we can finish on time. Okay, and we're going to talk about how can we use AI wisely and safely. Social media algorithms. The first thing we'll talk about is social media algorithms. It's a big word, but it's important for us to understand. The way social media works is that there are programs and coding behind it that determines for you when you scroll or when you open up Instagram, YouTube, whatever, TikTok, what videos you will see, there's an algorithm behind it. These algorithms are designed to hijack your brain. Okay, all this stuff on social media, even YouTube Kids. Listen, I have a 2-year-old son, okay, and whenever like one time like he figured out how to unlock the screen lock thingy that you have, and he was scrolling. We caught him scrolling, and the thing is, no matter even the YouTube Kids, in the middle there are things like the algorithm will put out certain images and things. Again, it's made to hijack your brain. And so even if you say, oh, but it's YouTube Kids, oh, it's something innocent, oh, all my For You page is all like saints and bishops and Coptic Hub. What's wrong with Coptic Hub? Yeah, funny, ha ha ha. Right? La. In the middle of these videos, you'll find something provocative because the algorithm, it's not something wrong with you. The algorithm is designed to make you hooked. It's designed to hijack your brain. And yesterday we talked a little bit about, in one of the talks, how like nothing interesting, and then something very interesting. Okay? They maximize engagement not for your well-being. The goal is not your well-being. Even if you have, many times we'll find like, have you ever come across those like Orthodox saints, like saint mentality reels, right? Where it's like, it'll give you like a quote from the Bible in a very deep voice, right? The Lord will fight for you and you will be silent. Oh, right? Or like a background of like Orthodox chants and stuff like that. And we're like, wow, this is so cool, right? And we think, look at that. So, glory be to God, social media is becoming Orthodox. No, ya habibi. It's not made to benefit you. This is part of this algorithm's way of hijacking your brain because, again, the goal is not for you to see good information. The goal that the people who made these sites and these apps have is to maximize engagement. It keeps you scrolling, funny, extreme, inappropriate material, etc. Right? Like yani, I don't know if are we able to, if I have a video or something, did I send it to you? Did I just airdrop it? Okay. Like, what? Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll think about whether I should show this or not. But even like even with the brain rot videos, like the Italian brain rot videos, they have now like variations because of Christmas. Right? And it's like, ha ha, it's so funny. Like they make it extremely funny and things like that. But the underlying, the six, when in this scenario, is that it makes you, it taints in your mind these Christmas carols, for example, that we all grew up with. The image of Santa, the things that we associate with Christmas into these messed up characters. This is what it depends on. Mental health effects. These algorithms and the way that they like aggressively put these videos in front of us has mental health effects on us. Anxiety, depression, loneliness. Do we sometimes, okay, all right, we're gonna stop talking or, all right. By the way, one of the points on there is reducing attention span. So one of the things I'm talking about us paying attention and I can still see people talking. Servants, can I ask you please to make sure that your kids are paying attention? Thank you. Ask yourself, do you ever feel anxiety in your mind, in your heart? A lot of situations happen and when we get stressed about it, and we start reacting, like we start to have tantrums. Do I ever feel lonely sometimes? Like if I don't have my phone, I feel lonely. I start to freak out. Attention span. We talked about attention span yesterday. AI, as much as it is a useful tool, when used and weaponized against us, it can harm us in these ways. Low self-esteem, constant comparison. Many things we see today, as far as reels and things like that, it's all about comparison, right? How you'll have like a song and everybody wants to make the same trend over the same like audio, right? You'll have the audio, and then when you create your reel or something like that, you use that audio, and people will like lip sync to it, right? AI chatbots. Have you heard this term before? Make us mentally weak. So, and are you guys familiar with like ChatGPT and even like when Googling something? It's so easy today to just, okay. How about this? I'm gonna sit down and we're literally like you're taking out your own time. I'm not gonna continue until everybody's quiet. Okay. Chatbots do your homework. Do you know that? Like if somebody puts in, if you put in an assignment, it has the ability to literally like create all the answers for you. Um, which defeats the purpose of homework. What's the point of having homework at school? Right? I know that you know. I know that you know. I know that you know. The point is for us to exercise our brains. But when we start to like take the shortcut with this, it becomes a scenario like the calculator. Today, a lot of people when you want to calculate something, do you do it in your mind or do you pull out your calculator? Most of us pull out our mind. عشان أنا عجوز. يا بخت العواجيز. Right. Okay. Again, why is it? Okay, so I just shouldn't ask any questions? Is that how you want it? You just want a boring talk? Okay, so don't speak out of line, please. All right? The more that I depend on a tool, you have a question? Okay, wait until I finish my statement. The more that we depend on AI tools to like answer questions for us, to answer problems for us, to even like structure my writing for me, the more that I become dependent on it and I don't exercise my brain. It can write essays, answer math problems, finish projects, but relying on it means I will not build problem-solving skills. In the world, it is a fact. You will need problem-solving skills. You will be in situations where you need to know how to think of a solution, all right? Imagine if every time you talk to your parents and be like, Baba, Mama, I heard this today in school. What's right and what's wrong? And Baba goes, wait, Habibi, let me ask ChatGPT. هنقول ايه ده Baba? What's this? Right? Or wait, I don't know. Let me check. Let me check with Gemini. You know, even like today. Yeah. Anyways, Gemini is another one of AI models. So you don't build problem-solving skills. You don't learn how to think, and you definitely don't grow discipline or perseverance. I'll tell you something. Right? When people depend on AI, for example, to see, okay, is this statement that I heard right or wrong, or something like that, guess what that, in a sneaky way, is replacing? It's replacing guidance, for example, from our parents, guidance from our father of confession. Today, there are people, this is real, that build friendships with their AI. Where do you think AI gets its data? Does it get its data from good places? From good sources? No. Imagine having a friend that knows everything and seen a lot of information all around the world, seen things that are not okay with Christianity, seen things and has things associated with evil and all these things, and it's a mix. Yes, it has information about the Bible, but but it's mixed with a bunch of nasty things, and has wisdom in the sense that what wisdom, not like that's wise to make decisions, but has data and knowledge from all over the ages. Who fits this description? Think for a second. God? God fits this description? Huh. Satan, exactly. Satan. Satan has been there since the beginning, right? After God created him and he fell and took the angels with him, then he deceived Adam and Eve. He has been there. He's seen it all the different agendas in the world. He has all the data in the world, and he feeds people deceptions that are tainted, right? Tainted truths, something that is half true and gives it. Something that could look true, but the continuation of it isn't. Do you remember in the Agbeya, in the 11th hour, in the 11th hour of the Agbeya, the gospel, where Jesus heals Simon's mother-in-law. And then after that, it says even demons were coming out and they said, "You are Christ, the Son of God." But he, rebuking them, did not allow them to speak, for they knew that he was God. Did Satan lie when he said Jesus is God, Son of the living God? No. So why did Jesus rebuke him? Because he, why? Why did he rebuke them though? Huh? Okay, why did he rebuke them? They said the truth. Why didn't he just say like, "Hey, look, even the demons are saying the truth." Haha, big win. Big win. Satan is big L. I got the V, the victory, right? Or as you guys say, Satan got clipped, right? Huh. Shh. Bravo, Phil. Bravo. Because Satan's way of deception. خلاص يا حبيبي انت. ايه جو حسن ومرقص اللي احنا فيه ده. Right? So, guys, Satan will always say half truths. He will begin with something that is from the Bible, a statement that looks true, then he will deceive. AI does the same thing. And so it works directly against your discipline and your perseverance. Long-term impact of chatbots like ChatGPT models and things like that, if we depend on it, you might pass an assignment today, but you weaken your future itself. Your future self will be affected, right? If I keep depending on the easy way, the day will come when you need to, where the difference between you and the next person will be your brain. And in the future, if I just keep depending on these AI models and stuff, I'm weakening myself. Laziness, right? The more that I depend on this, I say, "Oh, you know what? I passed the assignment. Why can't I just keep doing the same thing?" I start to become lazy. Why do I have to put in the work? I can just literally put this in, I'll be done, and I can go play my games. Dishonesty. A lot of times people, unfortunately, will come and they will say, "Abuna, the teacher said," yes, you have a question? What's the point of what? What's the point? The point is that you build your brain. But that's not true. But that's not, see, that's the problem. People already gave up to this idea because they depend on it rather than having it as a tool. Actually, today, the people that will always survive all these, you're right, a lot of jobs will be cut out. You are right, a lot of things will be replaced by AI. But you know who is irreplaceable? Anybody who still knows how to interact socially, because that will become what is desired. When AI takes over, as far as like does all these tasks, what will determine if somebody's valuable is their brain power, and that's what will become rare. And so this is the time for us right now, while we still have the chance, to not be slaves to this, in order for us to keep our ability to think and to comprehend and to study and to be creative, so that if we use AI as a tool, it never controls us, right? That's the idea. You have a question? You have a question? Yes. To generate what? Okay. So you're using it as a tool, right? You're using it as, yeah, we're going to talk about the proper usage of, yeah, okay? Okay. So this honesty, many people will come and, hold on. Yes, yeah, you've had a question for a while. Yes. What's your question? Huh? Why did what? Why am I using AI generated images? To show you how sophisticated. It's to show that, and also, again, the problem is not using, if you use AI as a tool, is different than depending on AI. Dependency and using something, a tool is something that could be replaced. But when you depend on something, it cannot be replaced, because now your existence depends on, like, your perception of your existence or your purpose depends on it. And that's wrong, right? Many people will come and say, for example, my teacher said we cannot use AI, but I used AI. So actually, depending on chatbots and things like that could lead to dishonesty. And then also lack of confidence in your own thinking. Let me tell you a trap that I fell into myself. Okay, confession time for Abuna now. Sometimes when I have to write a very important message, for example, and I'm like, I want to make sure that I communicate this without, like, I want to be nice, but I want to be firm. I want to be loving, but I want to be compassionate, right? All these things. I found myself, I put, for example, like I wrote a message and I'm like, let me put this into ChatGPT, all right? And I'll let ChatGPT reorganize this message into something more loving. And it came out with something like, wow, nice. And then I sent the message to Sayyidina. I was talking to Sayyidina about something, right? I had a question, not a question, but I wanted to share like a concern with His Eminence about something. I'm like, I want to make sure that I write this correctly, so that, right? And I did this, and I got a very good response. I'm like, nice. So when I follow up, so then next time I have to follow up, give him an update, His Eminence an update. I wrote the message. I'm like, wait, this worked last time. I started, you notice what's happening? I'm becoming more confident in this, right? And I put it in ChatGPT. Then, send to Sayyidina. Nothing was said. And one time we were having a meeting together, and I was telling Sayyidina, like, Sayyidina, before I sent the message, I thought about it Allah and everything, and then he goes, ChatGPT. I was like, ChatGPT. ChatGPT. I was like, yeah. Right? Of course, like, you see, this is Sayyidina is a very good example of how, to him, this is a tool. And because he does not depend on it, he's able to discern when a message comes in if it's human made or AI made, right? That's what the level we want to get. Now that's like a level that's boss level right there. That's nobody can reach that, right? But the idea here is that it truly, depending on it, even if it gets positive results, can make you lose confidence in yourself. It happened to me, right? And God does not want us to lose confidence in our own thinking. We need our own thinking. We need the brain that He gave us, the gift He gave us, in order to use that for the glory of His name. AI chatbots offer fake relationships. As I mentioned before, there are some people who depend on AI as a friend, emotional attachment to a machine. It becomes dangerous. A lot of people, like, have you ever heard, we're like, robots are going to take over, robots are going to take over, Skynet, مش عارف ايه, all this stuff, right? And it's like, right? And you see all these reels of, like, like the Terminator movie and stuff like that. And it's like, this is becoming a reality, right? And it's like, blah, 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 and all this, like, bizarre things. And we're like, it's going to become a reality, it's going to become a reality. Or we say that, and then we go, like, ask ChatGPT, like, hey, this was my day. What would you advise? What would you recommend? We become emotionally attached to a machine. Some chatbots are actually designed to act like friends, like therapists, like girlfriends, or someone who understands you. And that is so dangerous. I'll tell you something. ChatGPT has an option where you can talk to it. I remember, like, one time I was like, please talk to me. Please talk to me. So in Arabic, like, زي بياعين الفول في مصر, right? Like somebody, like the people who sell street food in Egypt. I want you to talk to me like that. Even though, like, ChatGPT knows that my name is like Abuna, whatever, right? And then ChatGPT's response, طيب يا معلم. It was so embarrassing, right? Yeah. Right? It's designed in that case, like, it will talk to you how you want it to talk to you. I remember one time, like, I like to go and exercise. So I would put like the macros, like the food that I eat and stuff like that. And one time I was like, let me try this. And I was like, I commented on something that I ate that bothered me. And ChatGPT's response, and I quote, was, bro, that sounds so tough. Of course, me to keep AI as a tool, I was like, you never talk to me like that again. Okay? Are you artificial intelligence or stupidity? I was saying this to AI. And I found myself like, what am I doing? Why am I arguing with a, right? Do you see the point of what I'm saying? It's designed to be to act like your friend, like your therapist. We have to always keep ourselves in check. These things are not real. They have no soul and can never love you back. AI can never love you back. This is a fact. What are dangerous consequences? Obsession. We become obsessed. We become dependent. We begin to have social withdrawal. What does this word mean? Social withdrawal means that I start to lose my desire to even talk to people. نعم يا حبيبي. Oh, okay. Right? To lose interest in talking to people. Guys, what is one of the things? Of course, we have there's a few. Hopefully, there's a few differences between us and animals. But what is like one prominent difference between us and monkeys? I know that not much. Sometimes I think we're evolving backwards. What? We say it in the Gregorian liturgy. It's a gift. The gift of what? No. Well, it is a gift. What? Huh? Okay. Less Sunday school answers. Huh? Knowledge? Animals have knowledge. Huh? Not deep knowledge, but they have some form of knowledge. Huh? Okay. Something that even those who don't believe in God, they have this as well. Huh? Speech. Speech, right? The gift of speech. When I start depending on social withdrawal, confusion about real relationships. I begin doubting real friendships. Is this real? Is this fake? حاجات دي is very real. In some cases, chatbot interactions have contributed to self-harm and suicide. Yes, this has happened where people keep saying their problems to ChatGPT until ChatGPT runs out of options, and it's like, kill yourself. Yeah? This is reality. There are people that have inflicted self-harm because of advice from chatbots. You see, it's very important, again, to understand the sixes in this, and we are going to talk about the sevens. It's important for us to understand how these things, when they no longer are just tools, can really harm us. Fake online content generated by AI. Internet is very untrustworthy. Today, fake news and articles, fake videos, fake screenshots, fake reviews, fake scientific studies even. Fake church father quotes. ايه رأيكم بقى؟ ChatGPT or like AI in general makes up stuff. It will make up stuff. It's not dependable to pull up something that you really need, like important data. You should not depend on what ChatGPT says to you, for example. Another thing is a tainted form of reality, right? I mentioned the Italian brain rot, right? Italian brain rot, right? Let me tell you something. They call it Italian brain rot. Do you guys know what I'm talking about with Italian brain rot? I don't need to show the pictures, right? Let me, shh. Okay, guys. Type. I want to share something with you. I'll show you this, and you tell me what you think of this. Wait, this is going to. I want to cancel. Hold on. John, it just says your number. I don't see the iPad. Do I just pick your name? Shh. MacBook. Oh, you have to. Okay. 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 So while this loads, Italian brain rot are a group of characters and fake stories that are made of something that is fake, right? Completely fake. Something that doesn't make sense logically or even with like fantasy cartoons. It gives you two different half realities. Okay. Make sure that the volume is not too high because it has sound. Okay. Tell me what you think of this. Can we have the volume? Okay. I'm gonna share this. You know, you think it's funny. You're. Shh. I want you to pay attention to this. I'm gonna. Okay. Okay. I think I have the volume turned on now. Do I press play? Okay. Play. Do you guys recognize the tune? Feliz Navidad, right? You guys know the song? This is crazy. طب مش بتقولوا ليه بتاعت Isaiah 6:7. Okay. Okay. And you see the point, right? You see the point of what I'm trying, right? All these things. Okay. What is wrong with what we saw? Can somebody, can some, shh. So actually, you know what? Let me pull up just the picture. What is wrong with this image? Huh? What do you see? I really want to hear from you. Okay.
Completely fake and AI generated.
Ya راجل. This is not real? Wow. تخيل, I didn't know. Come on, think a little bit. What is wrong with this image? Name one thing wrong with this image. We know it's fake. Name one thing wrong with this. Huh. Hold on. Give it to him. Name one thing wrong with this image. What do you see?
That it's like saying that it's Christmas, but it's like something.
We hear a
completely
Christmas
different.
song. Okay, are the lyrics happening? The lyrics of this song? You know the translation of the song Feliz Navidad is Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, right? It's like it's a positive, nice song that it's a Christmas carol. Has like it's something that just like Jingle Bells, for example, or some of these like innocent Christmas carols. What are the words that we're hearing? Gibberish. To the point that even you guys picked up based on the character. Listen, listen, listen. Shh, guys. We are picking up even based on just what the character is, how it's gonna go next in the tune. We as Coptics do this with the doxology. We know the tune. We can take any words and put it to the tune. We know these bizarre gibberish phrases, and we were able to put it with this song. What is wrong with this? It taints what? Huh?
Basically, it puts like words that we don't know what it means.
Yes, to tunes. Brain rot.
Instead of celebrating like Christmas, it's doing like they're doing it in brain rot, like trying to distract you.
It created a reality. Bino, what were you gonna say? It created a fake sense of reality, right?
It's not logical, so it makes you not logical.
Exactly, exactly. That's the conclusion. Shh, guys, please, please. It created its own reality. It created its own reality. And it instilled it in your brain without even having to memorize anything, but rather substituting something that we had that meant something positive, such as the Christmas song. Listen to this, guys. Otherwise, one day we will become brainless. Okay? It replaced this reality. Okay. The next time I'll just end the lesson and it's your loss. Last warning. Thank you. It replaced something that is absolute reality into its own created reality that is tainted. When you look at this image, you see an elephant that is painted a color that's not what elephants look like. And of course, it has like features of a cactus and wearing a Santa Claus hat. Santa Claus is already deviated from the reality enough with this. Like the red and white hat, by the way, the history of it is that Coca-Cola made this up years ago. We studied this in history class. But anyways, Santa Claus in the first place is based on who? Saint Nicholas. And when we say like, so even Santa Claus, which is a deviation from the real Saint Nicholas, has now been reduced to this. Okay? Very, very quickly. The issue with Italian brain rot, by the way, is that it takes these half realities, puts it in the brain of kids, shaking the foundation of what is reality, and putting phrases that could have negative meanings or are just absolute gibberish because it makes you hooked onto saying it, right? It's very easy to say tung 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 tung, right? It's very like just noises. Animals make noises. Dogs bark, right? Cats meow. They don't say understood. Shh, shh. I want to remind you that I said one more chance. Right? Animals make noises that don't have comprehensible type of words. This is taking us back to that. And it shakes the foundation of reality. When kids, younger than you even, are exposed to this and exposed to this, guess what? We start losing the foundation of reality. What is male and female? What identifies something as an animal or a human? You see this here? They all have human features. And we hear today about human beings identifying even as things that are not human beings. What are these things trying to instill in our brains? All this stuff is AI generated, right? You see the danger? AI is not just about making things. Yes, it's very funny. Ha ha ha! Look, Feliz Navidad. But what is behind all of this? You may not know what's real anymore, right? Everything from the fake articles to fake videos, to these kinds of brain rot videos, fake reviews and science. It becomes like, okay, what is reality and what is not reality? How do I know that something is real and when it's not? Manipulation, deep fakes, and more. Have you heard of deep fakes? Where it can take anybody's face and do anything with AI. Creates videos of people doing or saying anything they never did. It's been used for bullying, for blackmail, ruining reputations, scams, and fake social media accounts even. AI generates realistic faces and personalities for fake accounts. We see many celebrities saying, hey, everybody's subscribing to this account. That's not me, right? It used to be that somebody's account gets hijacked, but now it's beyond that. These accounts can spread misinformation, manipulate opinions, steal personal information. AI voice cloning. Criminals can imitate a parent or friend's voice to scam you. This has happened. It's a very concerning scam where somebody gets a call and it sounds like, for example, hey, it's mom, I'm in trouble. I need you to do this. And it sounds like the person's mom and they fall for the scam. AI pornography. It got to a point, of course, when people want to use something in a destructive way, Satan will inspire. There's beyond just bad videos that exist of people doing wrong things. Today, even there's AI generated inappropriate videos and content that is so available and is put in reels, and it's something that is very dangerous. It's designed to be hyper addictive, destroys innocence and purity, destroys respect for women. We begin objectifying, stunts social development, because again, not just like, if you remember last year we talked about pornography, and we know that it taints the reality of how God created something beautiful that unites the man and the woman in marriage, and it taints it. Now imagine that this doubles that to where it stunts even social development, inhibits the ability to form a healthy relationship later. As we talked about before, that pornography rewires the brain and destroys motivation. Now when AI gets a hold of it with all the abilities that we saw that AI can do, it becomes something so dangerous. The loss of real skills. Writing goes down the toilet. Patience goes down the toilet. Struggling through a problem. I no longer want to struggle through a problem. I can ask AI for solutions. Resilience goes down the toilet. Communication. Creativity. One of the so for those of you who know me, you know that I like Star Wars, right? And like I was watching one of the channels on that talk about like a video that was talking about there was like all of these AI generated like Star Wars short stories, right? And there was a video talking about how like Disney that owns Star Wars began banning these videos because it's taking away a lot of their views, okay? And he said that these videos and these pictures were made by artists that they used to have, and they fired them because of AI. And so they started using AI to create, as a tool to create these things. So he was commenting, the part where I'm mentioning the story, he was commenting how these artists were creative. They refused to let AI hinder them. And so they began using AI to create this AI generated art based on their creativity. And it got a lot of views, and it got a lot of like inspirations for people and stuff like that, right? I'm not like saying go watch Star Wars. I'm not saying create AI generate things. I'm saying like when it was used as a tool, right? The whole thing was a war at their creativity, and they were fired because of it. Because AI now can generate logos and images and even icons and things like that. But these artists knew how to use it as a tool, and so creativity is being shot. And ultimately, we get separated from God and from the church. Separated from God and from the church. Okay, so we talked about all the dangers. Let's talk about the benefits of AI when it's used wisely. AI, as we agreed, is a tool. Used properly, it can help us grow stronger. Explaining concepts, right? It has the ability to pull up studies that we can go, like you can tell AI, for example, I read about this and this and this and this. Please pull up links that comment on these things where I can use as references. And it'll give you websites or articles or names of books, and you can go and get these books, or you can go open these articles for yourself. So it's used to confirm your knowledge in the sense that it explains the concepts, or a word, for example, that you don't understand. And you ask AI to explain based on verifiable like sources what this word means or how it can be used. It can explain concepts. Provide feedback on your writing based on standards that teachers have. It can offer study guides or study cards, like somebody here mentioned something about study cards or flashcards, right? Somebody mentioned flashcards. Yeah. And that's a very powerful way to use it as a tool. It can help you brainstorm ideas. And it can make learning faster and clearer. You're not substituting the part that you use your brain, but rather you're using AI to fortify, to edify whatever you're doing, for you to be able to use your knowledge, not AI's knowledge, your knowledge to the next level. AI can detect harmful content. If you give it, for example, a book. I have done this before, and it was very, very useful. For example, I'll give you a very valid example. A lot of spiritual books that we have today in English that are not translated from Arabic, or a lot of the books can come from writers that are non-orthodox. How do I, as an Abuna, know if anything in a book that's 300 pages might have something, for example, in there that contradicts the Coptic Orthodox theology, for example? One time, there was a book that I was very interested in reading, and I put in AI, I'm like, please tell me if this book has any for example, teachings about such and such and such, because I know that this writer comes from a church that believes in whatever it is, yeah. And it pulled up the chapters that has this. And when I have the book itself, when I pulled it up, yeah, this was it's able to highlight, it's able to review, and that could be very powerful in helping you in your knowledge, rather than it telling you, for example, this book is about that, this is what you will learn from it. No. Rather than that, like, you do the reading, but you also, it can help you. It's an important tool to help you to discern. Filters harmful content as well. You can ask, for example, let's say there's a movie that I want to watch. Is there anything, when somebody says, is there anything, should I let my 5-year-old watch a movie, for example, whatever the case is, and I say, does this movie have any inappropriate scenes? It will tell you. It will filter out these things. Will tell you, yes, for example, this has that, or this has this. And so it can help you to detect harmful content. Filter dangerous messages. It can also, it's a very powerful translation tool. Very powerful translation tool. Actually, even like at our church in Houston, one thing that we started to do, I think I'm allowed to mention this, Mina, صح؟ الحوار الهيدفون اللي انتوا اديتوهاني ساعة الوعظة, right? Yeah. Like, there is a tool that we use, for example, when the sermon, let's say, is in English, and there's a lot of Arabic speakers, where they have, like, on their phone or on these devices, they are able to, like, I'll say the sermon in English, it'll translate into Egyptian Arabic, and vice versa. I can say a sermon in Arabic, and it will translate in words and in sound in English, just translation. So it's a very powerful tool. However, it helps parents protect kids online, as we said. AI cannot replace prayer or community, but it can help find Bible verses, verifiable saint sayings, and spiritual resources. Again, it's very important that you know how to pull up verifiable sources. Okay. How to use AI without getting brain rot? Set firm boundaries. Okay. Avoid the things that we talked about. Use AI to strengthen skills, not replace them. Again, if you find yourself depending on AI, this is your signal to put on the brakes. Prioritize the real world. Encourage yourself to read, to learn real friendships and conversations, not just through the devices. This is one of the motivations why we say no devices in this camp. Real prayer and spiritual life, your spiritual canon, as Abuna mentioned yesterday. Develop a skeptical mindset. Right? Skeptical here does not mean you're doubting, but you're always discerning. Is this real? Always ask yourself, any video that you see or anything, is this real or is this fake? Verify anything important from a trusted source. You can always trust the church, and you can always trust your parents. AI should help you grow, not stunt your growth. In conclusion, AI is actually going to shape your generation more than any technology in history. This is the major breakthrough. This will be very impactful in your future. And you have two paths. Just two paths. You get to choose, but choose wisely. Become addicted, distracted, or dependent on it, unthinking and isolated, brain rot, or use it as a powerful tool while building real strength as a man, spiritually, mentally, socially, and morally. Use with discernment. Use with discernment. Discernment, I will end with this, is a gift from God, but it's one of the gifts that I can ask Him for. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen.